Boots launch £120 COVID test and gives the results in 12 minutes. What do you think on that?
Outrageous. It's a pandemic. You shouldn't have to pay for anything to do with testing. It should be free and it should be fast.
Is it good that it gives you in 12 minutes though than 72 hours or 48 hours?
If it's possible to give it in 12 minutes, then all the tests should be given in 12 minutes.
True. So it just might be some misunderstanding things. So it's basically like an instant COVID test, like the pregnancy test.
Yeah, but if that's possible, then why aren't they doing it for the free tests?
True. And why charge it? Do you think that it's a secure, like, test? Like, do you think it's true, the £120 Boots COVID test?
A reliable one. I'd want to know who was doing it, how was it done, and who gave the results.
Is it reliable for the free one?
Yeah, because it's NHS linked, so you'd think that they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the private ones linked to.
Some people say that it isn't reliable, and what words do you have for them?
I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Until you know more about who's doing it, then yeah, it's hard to say anything about it really.
Boots launch £120 COVID test and gives results in 12 minutes. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that sounds really good, and to get the results that quickly sounds great, but there's not many people who can afford that. So you're separating the results for the rich and then the poor divide. So you'll have people who live in crowded accommodation are less well off, who are at higher risk of getting COVID, are the ones that need the tests, whereas the ones who can afford the tests are probably the people who don't need it.
But then there's free tests. It's just that comes in 78 hours and 73 hours and 48 hours, so 3 days and 2 days within those times. And they're free, but I think that it's so expensive. It's because it gives you the results in 12 minutes, but I'm not sure it's that reliable.
You're not sure if it's that reliable?
Yeah, and what do you think it's reliable?
I think things that when people announce that something's going to be this spectacular and done in 12 minutes, then there needs to be scientific proof that it works, especially for £120.
Yeah, and we could have COVID-19 and using this, and it says you're negative and you go around and you actually got COVID-19, so it isn't really fair. You know the free ones?
Yeah.
The free that you go to the drive-through or walk-in. Do you think they're reliable?
I think so, because they've been tested and tested and tested. They're the ones which are run by the government. So I would be confident in the results that they give, moreover than if I paid £120 and got a result within minutes.
Do you think you should pay for the like drive-through and walk-in COVID tests?
No, I don't, because for me, I've worked since I was 16. I've paid my tax and my national insurance, so I feel that I should be entitled to it.
Okay. Do you think it's safe do you think it's safe wearing masks whilst in a walk-through, or no?
Yeah, I think the minute you step on site there, you should wear masks. I think you should wear masks everywhere apart from when you're walking around in the street.
Yeah. Do you think we should get more tests more often?
Yeah, I think everyone should be tested. Everyone should be able to go and have a test that needs a test. Ultimately, COVID's not going to go away until we find a cure, so more people get tested.
They found a cure and they've done stuff. I don't know what they're testing on. I think it might be people or animals. I'm not sure. But but it's not open to the world yet. It's just like some parts of, well, it's not like they're not using them properly. Do you think that we should pay for the vaccine or no? Well, we do in our taxes, but like up front, like America.
That's a good question. I think, well, we pay a small amount. I think the people who can afford to pay, who aren't on benefits, should pay a small amount, as you do with the flu jab. People who are on lower income, of various other reasons, then they should get it as a matter of course for free.
Okay, our time is up, and I'm gonna move back to Karen. I'll bleep your name out if you want. And we're gonna go on to the next question, which is baby mangled to death by dog while sleeping next to parents. So the next headline is baby mauled to death by dog while sleeping next to parents. What are your thoughts?
I think that people forget that dogs are animals, and don't have human feelings, don't have human, rationality, and all dogs should be treated like they're wild animals, basically. And I would never trust a baby alone with a dog. I would also wonder why the baby's sleeping with parents, because I also think that that's an increased risk, isn't it, of injury to babies?
Yes.
Of being rolled on and crushed.
Does it depend what the dog is?
No, I think any dog has the potential to be aggressive and to bite, because it's their way of protecting themselves.
But why would they protect themselves when they're not doing when the baby isn't doing anything?
We're not in a dog's head. We don't know how dogs feel, what sets a dog off, what their trigger is. So it could be the baby's noise, it could be jealousy if they were there before the baby was born, all sorts of things. There's so many different reasons. But I've always said that you should never leave children, especially young children, alone in a room with a dog. So I guess they were sleeping with the baby, so they weren't leaving the baby alone. But probably would recommend that dogs are locked out if you've got a baby.
Yeah. So you said about how they feel jealous. Do you feel that varies in how long you have the dog and how recent you've brought something like a child?
Not necessarily. I think that once dogs get used to having attention and fuss, and when people have dogs, if they love their dogs, then they just tend to treat them like babies anyway, and cuddle them and stroke them and give them treats and everything. As soon as they get used to that, and then that attention is taken away, then they'll be fighting for that, to get that attention back, and you don't know what that leads to.
Yeah.
Potentially aggressive behaviour.
Mm-hmm. I've actually got 2 dogs right here. What are the key things that keep your dogs calm?
They are just very calm dogs, because that's how they've been brought up. But as I always tell you, you shouldn't put your face near a dog, because you don't know what might trigger them to snap. Generally, dogs give lots of warnings before they're due to, that they're not happy. So it could be yawning, licking. There's lots, if you look at dog behaviour books, there's lots of build-ups, but some dogs can literally just go from 0 to 60 and bite straight off if they feel threatened or afraid, or any of the reasons that we don't really know.
Okay, thank you. This is going to be really quick, okay? So, Pope Francis allowed same-sex marriage in Argentina. What are your thoughts? I want it in 10 seconds. Go.
I think it's a really good move, albeit probably about 20 years behind. All countries should it should be legal in all countries. Everyone should be able to marry and be with whoever they want to.
What is your opinion on same sex? like LGBTQ, what is your opinion?
Yeah, again, it should be allowed. I don't see there's anything wrong with it. Everything should be legalised.
Okay, thank you for the very quick